Now we're going to take this piece and cut it to fit inside. Now remember, it hasn't been cut to length yet, obviously, it's way too long. Now if I built this box correctly and all my setups are right, it should be 5 inches here to here inside. And I'm measuring that it is 5 inches. So I'm going to take this piece to the chop saw, cut it 5 inches. Remember to trim an end. Set it to 5. Start, move it down, and cut. Don't get rid of this piece yet. Hold on to it. Keep it with you for now. Now we're going to see if it fits. And that can be tight. There we go. It does fit and it's nice and tight. If your piece is too long, if this piece is it just will not fit in, take it back to the chop saw and just very lightly trim off a hair. We only want to go a hair at a time, maybe even a little less than a 16th, until it does fit in nice and snug, straight down. There we go. Now, as you can see, it's too tall. Okay, no, we don't want that to stick out. So, take your tape measure, and you're going to measure how deep that is. And I am measuring mine to be a little less than 1 3/4, maybe 1 3/4 is 1 12/16, and I'm a little shy of that, so about 1 11/16. So that's what I need to set the table saw to, about 1 11/16. Cut this lengthwise, rip it, and then see if it fits flush. All right, we take our piece, and again, you always keep track. I've got a knot here that I don't want to see, so I'm going to put that down. Other than that, the piece should be just fine. Now it fits in fine. Now I check, is it flush right here, these heights? Mine is right on the money and I'm happy. The last one I built, the original, I cut it too tall. So if that happens and you feel a big bump here, you see that this is too tall, go back to the table saw, move it in just a little, maybe a 16th, maybe a 32nd, just very little, and cut again until this is really flat, nice and smooth. We're going to sand the whole top, and I don't want this one to stick out or be too low as we're sanding. The next step is to put it in straight. We don't want to put it in so it's crooked like that. We want to make sure this is right on the money straight. Now there's a couple ways you could do this. I could simply measure. I know that's 10. And I could put two little marks with my pencil at 5 inches and here at 5, and then just center it on that as best I can. And that's going to leave it pretty good. That's how I did my first one. If you want to be absolutely sure, because part of your grade is it crooked? I want this to be centered. Now that it's centered, all I have to do is take a tape measure, and that's 4 1/4, and the other one is 4 1/4. So if I take this leftover piece that I said, cut it to 4 1/4, I can stick it in as a spacer so it ensures that this is in the right place, nail it, pull the spacer out. So I'm going to go to the chop saw, cut this to 4 1/4. Now that I have my little spacer, it makes this really easy. I simply put it in the side, and I can just pull down on that side right there, and I can just nail into the side. Take my nail gun, make sure that's nice and tight, and there, and there. And again, as you saw before, I left my nails fairly high so I didn't miss. This one is narrower than the rest. It doesn't even extend to the bottom, so I don't want to shoot so low. Okay, then we take our spacer out, move it to the other side, press down, and then nail again. So this is the tricky part. Don't miss. The nail sticks out. It's really hard to fix it once you do that. The last thing that I want you to do is to put 2 nails in the bottom, okay? Now, that's tricky because I'm shooting blind. I can't see it. But it's very simple in this regard. I want you to measure, and I know that it's 5 inches to the center. So if I flip it over, I go 5 inches, I put a mark here, 5 inches, I put a mark right there. I'm going to put 2 shots right there and there. And just right there, shoot, and shoot. Hopefully you didn't miss, the nail's invisible, and you have your tray put together and built. The next step is we want to putty all of these nail holes, And if you have any gaps on the ends, you want to putty those as well. So you just take your putty, in this case, make sure it says alder. I know it's a little worn out, but it says alder, oak, and cherry. We use the same stuff for all three. And take a little bit of putty. You won't need a ton. Please don't just dig and get a ton of it. You're just going to waste it. Okay, and what you do is you squeeze it in there. Squeeze it in there. Okay, and then scrape off the extra. So squeeze it on heavy and then scrape it back off again. The more you can scrape off, the less you've got to sand it. Okay, so I flip it over, do the same thing. Squish it in the holes and then scrape it back off. Doesn't have to be pretty because we are going to sand all this off. Okay, for the ends, I see a little bit right there, just a bit, and I can usually use my finger to kind of press that in. I find that works a little better. Oh, a little bit there too. Not much there. And then I'm just going to push that in with my finger in the ends. So either works. I mean, the putty knife works great, your finger works great, they're both fine. Look on the top, I see a tiny little gap here and here. So I'm going to put a little bit of putty on there and use my finger to kind of move it in the right place. Get that out of the corner a little bit, press it in, and do the same thing on this corner as well. So I just want all those gaps filled in so they don't stand out when I grate it. All right, good. Now we have to let it dry. That'll take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes maybe, and we're going to sand it down. But do not put the putty knife away like this. This is too much putty. Scrape it off. Get it all back in the bucket, please, so we don't have a messy putty knife. Then cover this up because this does dry out. Once this dries, we'll sand the putty off, and there's only one step left, rounding the sharp edges.